Hi, family. Today, I want to talk about a serious issue that's deeply affecting our society and our culture. And it's happening, women are doing this, and it's rooted in a negative characteristic that comes out of Proverbs 6:26. And I'll read it for you. It says, For by means of a harlot, a man is reduced to a piece of bread. Can you imagine? That to me is so low. When you act like a whore, is what the Bible is saying. When you act like a whore, you are reducing a man to nothing more than a piece of bread. It's just a means. And the adulteress will prey upon his precious life. So not only do you turn him just to bread, but you'll take him to the grave. This verse warns us about the dangers of manipulation and misuse for personal gain. Sisters, this is not just about your outward actions, but it also has a lot to do with the condition of your heart. Only a woman who doesn't have a heart of God could, without conscience, without any sense of remorse, without anything inside of her being moved to let her know that being using men for what they can provide is not a good thing. Check your heart. The Proverbs woman who preys on men, she's not building up anyone. She's tearing down lives and legacies. The gold digger mindset, it reduces relationships to nothing but transactions. When a woman manipulates, deceives, or uses a man or anyone solely for their resources, she is not just harming him. See, ladies, you think you're just hurting him. You think you're getting the upper hand on him, but it is working against you. You are harming yourself spiritually. This path, it doesn't lead to abundance. It may seem like it, but it isn't. It's not real. It leads to emptiness and destruction, not only for the man, but for you, the woman. If you are participating and acting in this manner, I mean, it leads to this emptiness and destruction that leads us often to depression. You might be high today, but low the next. So not only is this destructive for the man, but it's destructive for you who has forgotten your divine calling. What's your divine calling? Your divine calling is to nurture and uplift. So today, I just want to encourage you. I don't know who you are, but I felt so strongly to do this video because I see too many young women putting themselves out there proud and glad to be manipulating the man because he done got a bag. And now you want to take him and get pregnant and you want to just take him to the bank. You want to clean him up, take him to the cleaners. If you are a godly woman or a woman that calls yourself a woman of faith, and this is your conduct, I'm encouraging you. Instead of pursuing material gain, start pursuing God's wisdom and refining your character. Proverbs 31:30 says, charm is deceitful. It's deceitful to use charm. And your beauty is fleeting. I don't care how many knives you get under. That beauty is going to flee. You got to be worth more than what can be seen with the visual eye. There's got to be more to you. But it says, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Prioritizing becoming a woman of integrity who brings life, not destruction, to those around her. That's the kind of woman we should all be striving to be. So let's shift our focus from what you can take to what you can give. And I know some of you that are listening to this are going to say, well, as a woman, we done gave. But when you're saying that, the one thing you're mainly thinking about is what you gave between your legs that you should have kept. So when you say you've given and given, you didn't give the right thing, if that's what you're thinking about. And if you gave him your time and you learned something from it, you didn't give enough because God is still teaching you something. So we need to shift our focus from what we can take to what we can give, knowing that God is our ultimate provider. I never went into a relationship trying to see what a man could give me because everything will cost you something. I'm worth more than anything that a man can give me materialistically for my jewels and my values. And that's the way you have to view yourself. So if you sold yourself cheap and you've rallied in being a gold digger, I'm asking you to examine your heart today. Are your motives rooted in love and respect, or are you driven by greed and manipulation and cunning and craftiness? If you see areas in your life right now that need to change, that are much like this woman in Proverbs, that is a gold digger and a grave digger, I want you to take a break and re-examine yourself. Take it to God in prayer and begin to commit to being, make a commitment to yourself that you want to be a woman who builds and not breaks down, that leaves a legacy of love and faithfulness. Because the women that are cheaters, adulterers, that are gold diggers, that are getting taking advantage of men because they got a bag by getting pregnant and then taking them to the cleaners, these women are a dime a dozen. A dime a dozen. Choose to be a woman that has higher standards, a woman of quality, a woman that brings God glory, a woman that a man would love, the right man would love to have next to him, to build his future with. I encourage you today to share this message with any young woman that has the wrong mindset that's in your circle that you could possibly help and encourage to live a better life. We want our young women of the future to be Proverbs 31 women who honor God in all that they do. I thank you for listening, and I ask that we come together. My objective is that we come and walk together in faith and fulfill our divine purpose. And leave a comment. Share your thoughts on this topic. And let's continue to grow and build God's kingdom one step at a time by building our character. May God richly bless you. Thank you for listening again. Thank you.